Unresolved trauma can have a major impact on our lives. Imagine that at one point you saw The Great Wizard of Oz, and your main takeaway was that there are tornadoes in Kansas. If that became unresolved trauma in your brain would basically work overtime to keep you from ever going to Kansas because it was like, well, there's tornadoes there. We don't want to go there. That's threatening. That's dangerous. And that's what unresolved trauma does, because trauma is something that our brain experiences that it can't fully explain. It can't understand why, but it knows it wants us to protect us from it. And when we work to resolve our trauma, it's like introducing nuance to that, where then our brain can be like, oh, so there are not always tornadoes in Kansas. Sometimes there are. There are certain situations that we want to avoid in Kansas, certain times we don't want to go there. Maybe we should check the weather first. But also, just because there are sometimes tornadoes there does not mean that we or anyone else should never go to Kansas. And that's why we work to resolve our trauma, because it can allow us to actually be much more free in how we live our lives.